All right, all right, all right. It's 7 o'clock, and this is my morning quickie. I'm in a pretty good mood. Got turkeys gobbling all over the place. First time I heard it since I've been back up the mountain. That just makes me happy. Just something about a turkey gobble that makes me happy. Perhaps it's that connection with nature. So, what do we got? We got the markets doing all sorts of ridiculous and unpredictable things. Dow futures are up about 400. S&P's up 60. I saw it up 75 a little while ago. I mean, we know how the market is. We're going to have to see how we open. We could very well open up and then trade down, close that gap, uh, much like we had yesterday, which showed us a nice move up and then turned around and closed us, I think, close to the lows yesterday. So it was very disappointing. Um, Bitcoin is jumping, and here, right here, executive order. All right, Bitcoin up 8% as Biden announces executive order on cryptocurrencies. But what happened? I think they're hiding the article now. But Yellen came out and said it had a few comments that were relatively positive, and then they swept it under the table. Yeah, I don't even see the article. Um, so it was interesting because Yellen came out with a rather, as Biden announced, executive order currency. Um, so she made a few statements that was rather positive about the currency, and then the market spiked, and then all of a sudden that announcement is missing. So it just goes to show you how manipulative our government is. I mean, we even sandbag articles and announcements and news shit, and but we're always quick to point our finger at other countries or other governments when they do that. I don't even see it, but it was out there this morning. So anyway, what's in focus? Yellen, economy, stagflation, all sorts of nonsense. Basically, nobody really knows what's going on or what's going to happen, and they're just kind of trying to figure out why the market is moving the way it is. But it's simple supply and demand and trading right now. We're going to see what the Fed has to do. Everybody's expecting the 25 basis points, but that's not what's important. What's important is their going forward statement and their posture on the economy. And like the Fed, I think the market is going to be data dependent, and where everybody's going to be watching indications and reports closely. So today we have the job openings report, which is a market mover. It comes out at 10 o'clock. They're expecting 10.8 million. We'll see what comes in. I mean, we're making jobs. We're looking good. Oil's up considerably for the week, but we're actually down about $4 today. So a lot of volatility. I haven't even been clocking the oil futures, and I got a buddy who trades them consistently. That's his bread and butter, and he's probably making a killing now. I mean, this guy, he went from building a portfolio. Um, what year was that? I think it was 2018. Not a portfolio, but building an oil trading account. And I think he started with like $15,000. Within 3 or 4 months, he was well over $250,000 in equity. I mean, he had $30,000 days on very small amounts, and he was having them consistently. Um, really, it was an extreme time. I mean, there was tons of volatility, and it's just easier to trade when you get that crazy volatility because a setup triggers and then it just runs. And the money's made. I mean, you saw that we were tweeting at the time, but you saw that when we were getting those crazy days in the SPX. I mean, I was just taking flags on the 30-second chart, and I mean, I was doing 14, 15,000 a day, like it was nothing, like one trade at the open, and I was like done within the first 5 minutes of the day. I was in the trade and done. It was really, really crazy. So I guess this was not November. I think it was December and January that So you get those times, but you just have to be liquid for the right times. And you get those change of life kind of situations like this cat did. So I'm going to be looking at this Baker Hughes rig count and see if they start building rigs and putting rigs online. It'll give me some insight. I mean, they have a lot of incentive. They being the oil industry, a lot of incentive to hold back. I mean, now they're getting big dollar on the oil. I mean, a year or two ago, a forward future was trading at a negative. So, they got to be loving this. But that's the nature of the game too. I mean, I've seen $20 oil plenty of times in my life. Um, so yeah, that's it. The only real, I mean, you get next week seems pretty busy. I mean, next week is going to be an interesting week because we have the Fed. Let's just jump right into it. Here's the futures. Here's the futures on the daily. It's still an inside bar on the daily. So I mean, there's going to be a lot of congestion in today's trading. We'll see if we can capture some decent moves. I'm in the mood to make money. I'm feeling focused. I think I'm finally acclimating to my environment. Um, yeah, I don't see anything. I mean, I see the daily momentum rolling around a little bit, but yeah, I mean, really, as far as the momentum goes, we're gonna have to break this trend right here. Kink. I wonder what it looks like from up here. Kink. Yeah, I like that one even better. I'm getting rid of this. No, this right here. That's pretty good. I mean, it looks like it's trying to, but the pennant's over, really. I don't know. I'm gonna think about that. I'm taking that off. Gonna have to process that a bit. So inside bar on the daily for the future doesn't really do much for me. Let's take a look at the 240. The 240 futures are rolling around. Um, could be a flag right there. I'm thinking we end lower today, and we might get that trend reversal pattern. Quite difficult. Quite difficult. Quite difficult. Just to get a good idea of what's going on where we're gonna go. It doesn't seem orderly. It's just not reading well to me. I'm being very conservative because that's the vibe I'm getting. Like I could look at this stuff and I just know what the setup's going to be, where it's heading. It just feels right, and I just can't get any clarity right now. So I'm trading very, very light, using very light positions when I don't have that clarity. Um, and it doesn't feel like right. I just like mad cash for when it does feel right. And I could press my bets. Um, if you eat up your capital, then when the moment's right, you have to go conservative. It's just counterproductive. Here's the SPX. It's going to look, I guess, relatively like the futures are going to look. I mean, we're going to open up. Right now, we're going to open up about right there. So we'll probably go down to that open. Looks like an inside bar. I wonder if we'll consolidate into the Fed from here. That would bode well for income trades, but we won't get to make much money. VIX is pulling back. Any real strong signs? No. There's nothing out there yet. No shooting stars. No hangmans. No dragonflies. Nothing in particular. It seems like everything's in a flux. So, like we said, Bitcoin spiked based on Yellen, but we're still in this daily consolidation, right? So really, I mean, you just want to see a break one way or the other. Momentum's kind of edging its way up. This is a very strong day, very positive day. Again, try to find that Yellen's. I can't find the statement. I found the notice that she came out, made positive statements, and Bitcoin spiked on that, and then boom, the statement was pulled. Um, so I can't find. It's got to be out there. Call Putin. Maybe he has it. So so I guess I'm just watching the pennant in here. On the short term, I'm sure you can find a trade. I mean, don't chase this thing. It's up a lot. I saw on the 240, it looks like a flag right there. If you're trading futures now, you might be able to take part in that. But as far as the 60, I don't see anything yet. So just keep your eye open. Look for a good retrace. You know, maybe a flag set up somehow to get in on this move, although very aggressive. But we've known Bitcoin to move like that, so that's not a big deal. Let's see, AMC. Oh, ain't nothing but a pipe dream. Look at that, broke the pennant, not too aggressively. I think this thing's just gonna bounce around here, if not slowly float down. I don't think you're gonna see a lot of momentum on this. I think everybody who's taking a beating on is just like fuck it and leaving it there. You know, leaving their money there. Um, I don't know how many shorts are still holding in because while everybody was buying it and pushing it up, the shorts were raising their cost. So, or raising their entry price. So they could have covered by now. I mean, that's how I would have played it on those spikes back here when you see this parabolic kind of move. On a shorter time frame, I would have been adding to my short position, and then I would have faded this rebound. I mean, if I was a pro, that's really just too much fucking work for me. I'd rather just take a quick directional day trade. But at this point in my life, that's a lot of work. But I mean, if I was caught in a mess, that's how I would have played it. So anyway, we'll get back to it. Maybe one day it'll come alive. XLE, the energy sector. Okay, look, man, we're putting in topping patterns. This is going to turn around. So everybody just be ready. If you played this thing, take your profits in the topping sector. I think that speaks to oil too. It's just a lot of topping patterns. I haven't looked at the oil futures, but I don't get it on this software, so I'm not going to do it here. But just the ETF alone is putting in topping patterns, you know, or topping bars, candles. So just watch your downside, squeeze your stop, protect yourself. What do we got? What do we got? Let's look at wheat. Yeah, wheat's doing the same thing. I mean, I like these lower candles, but I mean, I think the trade is done. So don't get yourself hurt chasing this. It may raise up, make a double top, but I mean, this was the move, and I think a few guys had chatted or commented in the live stream that they were in it, made some money. Some got out. Um, Uranium, one of our free folk friends, who's been with us for quite some time. He he's been clocking this. Looks like a double top right there. It's very erratic. It's not orderly trading. You see all these gaps and stuff like that. So it's very difficult to manage the trade. But a break below the low, which is pretty extreme, would mean that it's going to move down. It probably is going to enter consolidation here. I mean, it's a big question right now. Yeah, Russia supplies, I think, 2/3 of the uranium. Um, we need this for lithium batteries. So it's going to affect the EV market, but it's going to affect the lithium battery market too, which is big in boating and camping and off-grid living and stuff like that. So you know, keep your eye out for that. AMGs are also very hot. People, right now the lithium battery um, um, phase is kind of people hemming and hawing about whether they should make the investment or not. Um, for the long term. I mean, cost wise, it's hard to break it out against an AMG battery or a gel battery. So, and these are conversations I'm accustomed to because, you know, I'm in the boating life and creating your own power is important. So, you have these conversations. So, I don't know how big an effect that's going to be on the lithium battery outside of EVs, electronic vehicles. I mean, that's what they focus on now, although maybe they'll evolve another technology, or this is an opportunity for another technology to evolve. So a good industry to drill down when you'd rather not be watching Netflix. And then this is precious metals. And yeah, precious metals spiked, but again, it looks the the war trade is in. You know what I'm saying? Now we got to get the consolidation. So don't chase all of this stuff. But yeah, if you're into collecting scrap, I'm sure you're getting paid. So you can get out there and you can start stealing aluminum rims and alloy rims and making a killing, cashing them in, lead batteries, stuff like that. Actually, I got to see what lead's going for. That'd be pretty interesting. So that's it. Don't chase those trades. S&P, we're gonna have to see what happens at the open, man. I don't even see this could be a trend. Well, it already triggered. So you see the trend reversal right there. That it would trigger at the high. The high being, and this is on a 60-minute chart. The high being 276. Oh, so it didn't trigger yet. So we should open around 234. I mean, we could watch that. That's quite a move. Even up to there. Although we've seen that the past few days, but I'm not banking on that. I don't know, man. Maybe you guys should find another channel. I'm just kidding. Oh, and if you don't go find another channel, do me a favor, subscribe, hit the bell, hit the like. I appreciate you guys hanging in there.